So this is the Tab Ultra C Pro, this is, okay? And I just find, yeah, the color e-ink does look really, really great for using different apps. So it's what I'm going to demonstrate this bit about using OneNote on here on, just because it's got the color e-ink, it's got the Boox Super Refresh, and does it really, really well. And one thing that's just, it sounds really silly, but like OneNote being there, and I'm so used to using OneNote, I'm just tuned into looking for that purple icon, and it's so much easier to see in a way. And the reason why I use OneNote is because it's instantly here on the computer, it's instantly on my phone, it's instantly in my OneDrive cloud from wherever I want to find it. And okay, I know that I can use Boox apps and everything like that. And I do make notes into the Boox Notes app, but generally, if I'm making notes on the Boox app, I'm just generally doing it to be on that device for the time when I need it. But if I'm making a note to be used elsewhere, then I will use OneNote. Yeah, Note F3C, I use it to connect to work apps, including OneNote and Outlook, just due to the fingerprint reader, absolutely, yeah. And that's precisely what this is about as well. And the Tab Ultra C Pro, you see, very much when I was daily driving this, I made sure I was going to use the work apps logged into them. So they're all my badged little work apps. And this is my personal OneNote. So this is me and my YouTube channel. And here we go, I can find the exact members live OneNote that I've been working on. It's just very easy. Then you've got, you can scroll around, you've got the stuff that you wrote here. Most of this will have been written on my phone. I don't know why that's not zooming in very easily. There we go, hinge and zoom not working smoothly at first there. But now it's just fine. And because it's got the BSR, it's just going to do a great job of clearing away that ghosting that appeared. And hey presto, it's really, really good. What I do find though, and I think this is an issue mostly on Android rather than actually just on Boox, but if you go straight in and you tap here and you start typing, and here's the reason why, okay, the Tab Ultra C Pro might be a good shout if you want to use OneNote, because you've got the keyboard case, so you could flip it up and type into OneNote. But the moment you actually put the pen on and start writing into it, it's very difficult to get back into the typed text. So if I want to then go from annotating by hand, then I need to go right out of OneNote and come back in, and I can go back into typing again. So it's weird. It's like once you start drawing, and I know I figured it was the tab, but now even though when I go back to insert, I can't easily just type home, sorry, I can't easily just type in and carry on going. So I don't know why that is. It's a weird thing. In any case, if I do pull it up on an e-ink tablet, I'm probably likely to be wanting to add some handwritten notes. Now the way that it works is that it does this sort of preview, and then it prints into OneNote afterwards. So it's a bit cheating, because most of the time if you use a third party with a stylus, most of the time it's so laggy that it's just a total pain to use. But the way it works is like that. And what I would suggest you do, and especially on a black and white one, is go ahead and work out the sort of 4 pens that you want to use, and try and remember, if it's on a black and white, try and remember which color they all are. So maybe you have black, red, green and blue, and make that your sort of 4 selections, and choose your selections of highlighters. You get 2 highlighters in there as well. And then just sort of memorize them. If you want one a bit thicker than the other, sort of memorize them. Because what you'll notice here, let's make this a really thick one, is no matter what the size of line is, the preview will look pretty similar. You see? The preview bears very little resemblance to what the actual final thing will come out as. So it's best to sort of remember, and it really is annoying actually when you're in a pen and you can't necessarily see what the pen is, which color it is, and you start writing something, you think that's okay, and it does look good. You know, the handwriting is good on Boox tablets, and then oh whoops, I was doing that in a really thick pen, and you have to sort of start again. So that's my one tip there, really, is just sort of make sure your pens are sensible thicknesses. You should just try and remember which ones there are there. So that's my thoughts about using OneNote. And OneNote then is absolutely fine on the Android app's pretty good in general, I would say. I want to find something that I've done a lot of notes on, probably in this one, my content strategy one, big year planner. Here it is. Absolutely loads and loads and loads of notes on here, and you can just see some of the things that I've written on my Samsung tablet, my Samsung phone, I should say tablet, my Z Fold, and it doesn't look good hardly at all. But the things that I've written on Boox tablets almost always look really quite nice. And even though it's stuff on the Z Fold, it just never seemed to be able to write neatly. So I can tell that's been written on my Z Fold. I can tell this has been written on a Boox tablet of some description. because you can just see that there's just enough. It's just nice enough that the handwriting is just nice. Definitely on a Boox tablet, that bit there. The more I use this Tab Ultra C Pro, this is not the Go 10.3. I do think the more I use this, the more I think, yeah, this was actually a real high watermark, really. And I think if it wasn't just in this body, there's been complaints about like sort of sharp edges, and it just felt more like a notepad. I think this would have been a real high watermark for Boox. I still think, you know, the more, when I go back to using it, I still think, that was a really good, still is a really good tablet. Yeah, so the scribbled annotations is synced back into OneNote Cloud, not just available locally, absolutely no. It is there, but it's not in 2 layers. Like, that's one downside. That's a good question there. So that's one downside of OneNote, is that now it's very difficult to separate out the stuff. So let's go back to the note that I was in. Got lots of notes, as you can tell. And this is useful for me, really useful for me, because I'm jumping between devices all the time. So OneNote's really useful for that reason. I really do think if I could just spend time on one, I think the Manta would do everything for me. So now one of the issues here is, let's say I've got some scribbles. Let's say I've got some notes here. Yeah, these are instantly uploaded. I've got OneNote up on the screen here as well, and they're not actually there yet. I can either manually sync, or I can just wait for it to sort of catch up. But the issue is, as you say, it's not an extra layer on top. If I go and select this, I'll often, it's okay this time, but I'll often accidentally select the, let's see, it's just not easy to move things around. OneNote really, just see that I've got it there. So I've accidentally not just picked up my notes, I've picked up half my notes, half my scribbles, and some of my text as well that I've sort of selected and moved around. And I don't think they've quite got that right. It's not easy to select the different parts. I see now it's just totally unusable, really. It's not easy to just select the different parts. You know, you can at least snip out a couple of lines, I suppose, into a separate thing. OneNote, I like it, but I think that Microsoft, they haven't given it the love it maybe deserves. Does a document with text and scribbled annotation have 2 separate layers on the device itself? No. Oh, can it on the Manta? Yeah, absolutely. So the one great thing here, so there's no option for layers in OneNote at all, which would be quite cool, wouldn't it? But in the Notepad app, and this is the same in Manta as well, there's a layers palette here, and you can just go add a new layer, and now I can have you could have a type text layer. You could make your own sort of temporary template. You could say, right, I've got 10 things to do that have the same process, like 3 stages maybe. And I could make this, and I could write a heading for each one. And then I could go ahead and do a new layer. And then I could write on top of this with a different color or a different type of pen maybe. And I could write in my note 1, note 2. Yeah, and then I could export that maybe. And then I could go ahead and just say, right, well, I've done that. I can either delete everything on the layer. So that one of the options in delete here, hold it down, you can see erase current layer or erase all layers. Or you can just, if I now just erase, I can only erase what's on the layer that I've just gone onto, if that makes sense. Or I can just hide that layer momentarily to come back to later. I can then add a new layer and work on top. So that, I think, is a quite nice little use case, really. Jay says, completely agree about OneNote and Android. Development from AMS has lagged way behind. If it could do text recognition, it would be hugely forward. Yeah, exactly, which is one thing that you do have in these apps. I don't think text recognition is great in the Boox app, but it is pretty good on the Manta. And I'm going to do a bit of a deeper dive into that in the near future as well. Any of you used the Tab Ultra C Pro? Any thoughts on that? That's a great device, I think, personally. I still think that was a wonderful thing. I still think the original Tab Ultra C was wonderful as well. I still get lots of use out of it. It still goes to my governor's meeting, my school governor's meeting. It's still the one I take to that. So great device.